Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today I needed to discuss some Big Brother Canada because there is a soundbite that is circling around that happened a few hours ago regarding, basically the black players feeling like they're being targeted and that unless they were white, they're not going to be safe if they are not HOH or have an ally that is HOH. And unfortunately, this divide started a few weeks ago when Kyle was HOH and he blew up his alliances that were mixed alliances because he wanted to form his own alliance that was just all white people. This is giving me segregation, you guys. This is giving me segregation, coloreds only, whites only. I don't know what we are doing in 2022, you guys. But anyways, this trickled over into Jess's HOH as well, to where she did the same thing and only nominated and renominated black people. And they were her allies. So it was just very frustrating to watch. And now Marty's the HOH. And it seems as though he likes to target, the LGBTQIA as well as black people. He has specific, because there's only one person who's gay that's left on this season, and that's Josh. And, pretty much the other nominees that he's toying with are all black. So it's very disheartening, but I wanted to play this clip so you guys can kind of hear the madness of, what is taking place.
All of the black people. It's like white cow. He's like, the white people are safe. But anybody that doesn't look like him is not safe. It's like, are you kidding me?
So that is where we are in season 10 of Big Brother Canada. After 23 seasons of Big Brother US, we have now reached the point where they are going to make the cookout the scapegoat moving forward. And the problem with this is that black and brown players have been targeted from the beginning, since the beginning of this show, right? There's been a few outlier seasons where somebody was able to make it far that was, black, and even made it to the finals or what have you. But, the purpose of the cookout was simply to ensure that there was going to be a black winner. It wasn't, to be racist or to be discriminatory against anybody who wasn't black. It was just the fact that black players notoriously are either targeted pre-jury or just barely make jury, because for whatever reason, there's this notion that they're not allowed to play, that they're not allowed to play Big Brother, which is why I said in my previous video about Big Brother Canada that we need just an all black version of Big Brother in the US, so that, and possibly even Canada now, so that there's not this issue. So we can call it Big Brother or something. I think one of my subscribers suggested that. But it's very disheartening as a diehard Big Brother fan that in 2022, with so many things going on in the world, and still a reminder of how divided we are in some capacity, that, people's own microaggressions, people's own biases and perceptions are influencing how they are playing a game on a reality show, and they are not basing who they are targeting on these shows for elimination based off of, if you just said, hey, I have no game relationship with you, or you're not in my alliance, so therefore this is why you're going on the block. But it's literally paranoia that started a few weeks ago from Kyle, that seeing the black people talk to each other was a trigger, and that if black people talked to one another, that meant that they were working together. But nobody says that when non-black people or non-brown people, congregate and talk for hours and hours. Nobody's like, oh, they're an alliance. Nobody does that. But when it's black and brown people, it's like, oh, they can't be seen together or they're in an alliance. And the thing was, they weren't even in an alliance until they were forced to be in one because they kept getting targeted. And it's like, where do we go from here? This is supposed to be a milestone season for Big Brother Canada. 10 seasons in. You just had a black winner last season. And there was none of this. And I don't know why they are so paranoid about the cookout when the cookout had nothing to do with Big Brother Canada. When you just had a black winner. Big Brother US had nothing to do with Big Brother Canada, but for some reason, there's this paranoia, there's this anxiety, there are these manifestations of things that are not real. And it's very frustrating as a viewer that I cannot enjoy this season because we're basically going back in time into segregation. That unless somebody black is HOH, they're all going to be picked off. And I do not like that at all. That is not how this game was supposed to be constructed, to where you are targeted solely based off of the color of your skin. And it's very unfortunate that, there's so many positive things to discuss this season about Big Brother Canada. But it's reinforced to these house guests, to specifically the black and brown house guests, that basically if they're not white and they don't win competitions, they're out the door. And what type of message are we sending with that? I thought the point of Arisa now having more control over the show, being an executive producer, having more influence, that meant with casting with Robin, we weren't going to have these same problematic people be cast on the show like she was doing for so many years on Big Brother US. What is the point of increasing the diversity to be required for 50% for all of the reality shows if you are still going to cast non-black and brown people who still hold on to these old ideologies, these old stereotypes, these old microaggressions, these old biases, these old prejudices, and they refuse to play an actual game? And their gameplay is, oh no, since you do not look like me, I need to send you home, versus who's actually a good game player and who isn't. And then, for the second time, the current HOH is making monkey noises. And this happened before. But this time, they immediately cut the feeds because they already knew. But I'm very disturbed, you guys. I am very disturbed. The previous HOH purposely called, this black woman the wrong name when she told her, my name is Tanisha, or you can call me T if it's difficult, and she deliberately called her Tiana. And it's like, she didn't want to be called that. She said either call her Tanisha or call her T if it's too much to remember. But it's just the disrespect. It's the microaggressions. It is, people are not playing a fair game. They're not playing a fair game at all, and it sucks. It completely and utter sucks. So I don't know if I'm going to finish the season, you guys, because we just got off the high of an actually really good episode. They took a twist off of the Mon Wow twist that just happened on Celebrity Big Brother Season 3 US, and they completely revamped it and made it a very cool twist. But then we have to get up today to find out who's HOH, and it's back to segregation again. It's back to targeting only the black people and not targeting people who are actual threats to win the game, not targeting people who are actual social threats to win the game, but just targeting people who do not look like you. And there's no sense, there's no logic in that. But then these same players demand the black people not to put them up. But they're at risk for going up themselves. Make it make sense, you guys. Make it make sense. The black players aren't allowed to put up the white players, but the white players are allowed to put up the black players and also demand the black players not to put them up, even though they're going to probably go up anyways. Wait, like make it make sense. So it's just, I'm very frustrated, you guys. I don't know where we go from here. And I don't know how we finish the season if it's going to be predictable like this. Because there are some very problematic people that are still in that house that need to go. Specifically with the current HOH. Because this is not the precedent that Canada wants to send. Or either black and brown players are going to stop applying, or it's going to have to come to a point somebody's going to have to create a black and brown version of Big Brother. Like enough with the shenanigans. This is 2022, and there should be no reason why people are caught up still in their own biases and their own prejudices, and specifically want to target people because they don't look like them. And not targeting them because they're actually a competition threat or they're a jury threat or what have you. So that is where we are, you guys. So let me know your guys' thoughts. It sucks, unfortunately, that we have to do this video again. But until there's going to be enough awareness, until there is going to be change, we have to call this out. We have to call it out. We can't ignore it. We can't pretend that it doesn't exist. We can't turn the other cheek or look the other way. It's not going to happen. We have to raise awareness so that this stops happening, so that future seasons are not going to play out like this one. Because we are not going to have this happen to future seasons of Big Brother, whether it's in the US, Canada, or otherwise, where people are going to blame the cookout and they're going to use the cookout as the scapegoat, but really it's not the cookout, because this has been happening since the beginning of Big Brother. The first elimination in season 1 was somebody who was a militant black man. So this is nothing that is, out of the ordinary. But it has to stop. And what's going to happen is, it's just going to lead to something unfortunate, is really, the best way to put it. It's going to lead to something unfortunate. Either black and brown players are going to stop applying to this show, or somebody's going to end up creating, a black and brown version of Big Brother and forget it. Because this is insane. This is complete and utter insanity. So let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think of that soundbite of the black player saying, hey, none of us are safe because we're not white? Make it make sense that we are in 2022 and we still have to have this conversation. If you got casted on the show, you deserve to be there. There were qualities in you that casting saw that felt that you could be a great addition to the cast and potentially win the show. But this whole thing where we're just going to pick off the black people and then start playing Big Brother? No. We're going to be nipping this in the bud, or there's going to be tons of backlash, and it's going to be known as, it's going to get very, 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 very bad. So hopefully this gets nipped in the bud soon, or there is going to be consequences. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.